Hi there, Buick owners. Today in your 2014 Buick Enclave, we're going to be taking a look at and showing you how to use Roadmaster's even brake system. The even brake is a semi-portable braking system that is proportional, so it will apply the brake with an even amount of pressure to match how much you're hitting the brake in your motorhome when you're flat towing your vehicle. It does this using internal inertia sensors, so when you hit the brakes in your vehicle, it detects that movement as you slow down, and it will apply the brake in the vehicle to help match that to assist your vehicle in coming to a safe stop. You can adjust the sensitivity and force of the braking system with the buttons located on the unit here. You can turn it up or down if you need more force or less, and you're just changing how much the unit reacts to the internal inertia sensor. If you increase that force and sensitivity, it's going to make it so the sensor applies the pedal faster and harder if you increase them, and if you decrease them, it's going to reduce that. We'll begin by moving our seat back and then placing our unit on the floor. You also want to adjust your feet and the arm to where it's going to contact your seat here. We've got those adjusted. We can then take our clamp here where it goes on to our pedal. We're going to push the lever, and that's going to allow us to adjust the distance that the clamp is spread. We're then just going to push the two pieces together until we get a nice snug fit around the pedal. We'll then move our seat up until it's just behind the bar here, so that way we don't really have any gap, but we don't want any pressure on it to where it's pushing on our pedal. We can then plug the cable that comes off of our unit into our Breakaway and signal box here. This is the wireless receiver. You can see the little antenna sticking off of it. Then plug your power cable into an auxiliary outlet on your vehicle, and that'll power up the unit. Now the unit may activate, and it's likely going to pressurize itself, so we're just going to let it pressurize. You might also notice that the arm did suck in a little bit. That is pretty normal for it to go into its normal position, so we may need to readjust our seat once again if that occurs. Also, I didn't mention before, but you want to make sure you've got your floor mat removed, as it can bunch up and cause issues with the operation of the system. We just put that in the back seat. So now let's finish pressurizing itself. We can go ahead and press the test button there, since you see that it's flashing green and red. And we can see it applies our pedal and it releases, so it looks like everything's working properly. It is going to do this 2 to 3 times, and if everything works successfully, the light that was near the test will go green. If it goes red, then you'll need to readjust and set it back into place, as it found an error in its calibration. That's usually has to do with the adjustment and where your seat is. But since we're all green, we're ready to go. And it's also not uncommon for you to hear it to start back up and repressurize itself after the test. So now that we've got the unit all set up inside, you do just want to make sure that you've got your breakaway cable hooked up from your breakaway switch to the hitch on your motorhome. And if the rest of your vehicle is hooked up for flat tow and you've got it in flat tow mode, you're ready to hit the road. Before you can use your unit, you do have to install a few parts that come with it. That makes it kind of a semi-portable system. You'll need to install your breakaway switch, which we normally will mount onto your base plate. If you have a Roadmaster base plate, you often get a tab to attach it to. The wire on the back of this is going to route through the engine compartment, through the firewall, into the vehicle. The breakaway switch that we routed inside will plug into the cable located on the back of the receiver box located here. The receiver box also has a red and a white wire on it that are just bare. Those need to be hooked up. Those are power and ground. So you'll run your power wire to a power source and then run your ground wire to ground. You can easily just put a ring terminal on this and run it into the frame to get your ground. Also in your motorhome, you'll want to place the even brake receiver to the auxiliary outlet that'll power this up, and then the transmitter that was wired up inside will send its information up here. We can see that it's lit up green right now because our unit has passed all of its tests. We're going to go ahead and pull the breakaway pin so you can see the receiver here on the other side showing a brake actuation. And as you can see here, when I pull the breakaway pin, it lights up in our motorhome and it applies the pedal in our vehicle. And that completes our look at Roadmaster's even brake system on our 2014 Buick Enclave.